All right, it's the new hit list on 102.7 Kiss FM. My name is Kayla, and the sisters are back. Oh my gosh, Krewella, hi.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, 3 years since you guys have been on the scene. How does it feel to be back doing radio press, promoting your song, everything?
It feels a little surreal. Actually, for us, it's been longer than 3 years since we've made music and put music out. It was just 3 years since our last tour ended. So for us, it's felt like a lifetime.
Wow.
And so much has happened, and we've worked on so many things, including so much new music in the time.
Yeah.
We've been away, so it's very surreal, and it feels really good. Feels full of energy.
Yeah. What was the reaction when you first put out that you were putting out a new song? What was the reaction from your fans?
We hopped in the Discord, so it was really fun just to see the excitement and to see that there was still a presence there despite us being in hibernation for a few years and very quiet. So I love to see that they've been just building the community and sustaining those connections with each other, regardless of us being present or not.
Yeah.
So I loved just connecting with those like really core fans who are still there and just to see the excitement from them.
I'm sure it was like a little nerve-wracking, yeah? Like after all this time coming back onto the scene, how was your emotions leading up to the release of the song?
I had butterflies.
Me too.
I kind of felt like I was going on a first date.
Yeah.
Butterflies, but also I feel so much confidence in what we're making. And we both know that we love this song so much and upcoming music as well, that I think we've both been in a place where it's like, we feel so trusting of whoever this song reaches. And I'm just proud that we put out music that feels really genuine for us and something that we felt so much joy creating and that was a peaceful process. I mean, there were some neurotic moments of being perfectionist. Yeah, so I felt like strangely relaxed with Butterflies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is the most grounded I've probably felt going into a release ever.
Wow.
I think there was a sense of feeling very like trusting the universe, trusting everything we've been doing and working on within ourselves in the last 3 years and outwardly. It just felt really good and exciting.
So why the break and what were you doing during that time?
So much. It's funny, you've mentioned hiatus, Yasmin, but we still were like, we were working on ourselves, we were working on our relationship, we were working on our relationship to music. So in a way, it's like, I think outwardly it seems like the perception is that it's a break, but behind the scenes, it has felt like there's been so much of us working on our craft as well.
Lots of deep creative work in the last 3 years. We've both had side quests outside of music, within music, working together. I mean, the first session where we finally got back into working together, I want to say it was April of last year is when we really, really started working together again. Everything had been leading up to that moment because we had been, I don't know, hanging out more, doing a lot of work on our just being sisters, being with our family more. It just kind of naturally fell into place.
Yeah.
And it felt so much more aligned. Not more aligned, but aligned in a way that maybe we hadn't felt before.
Yeah. I know you don't like the word hiatus, but what did that time teach you?
For me, I felt like I was able to feel a deeper spiritual connection to music that I'd been longing for. And I think I felt that for years where I was like, I want this to feel truly sincere for me. And I want to love this. Like, this is my higher power, creating art, creating music. And I was really longing for that connection. I think I was missing that. So it taught me to also be a humble student because there's so many ways where I felt like I wanted to grow as an artist, or maybe shortcomings or weaknesses or areas of insecurities. And those were only an invitation for me to be like, okay, instead of me backing off and saying I'm not meant for this, how can I actually fully go all into with my relationship to music, my relationship to my voice? And I really leaned into those insecurities and leaned into those areas where I felt self-doubt. And it's very humbling because it's like, okay, I'm here with a beginner's mind. And I hope we always have that with music, that infant mind where we're approaching music with like the paradox of like confidence and self-assuredness, which is a word you keep using, but also this like, I don't know everything. I don't have to know everything. And we have our lifetime, we have decades ahead of us to continue learning. Continue. the best I can.
It's funny. Everything Jahan is saying, I actually think that you can hear in the new music. There's probably a sense of evolution that people will hear, but also fine tuning everything that we've been working on for the last 18 years of doing Krewella. And I feel like, yes, staying humble, staying true to ourselves, and then still just fine tuning, becoming more confident in what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it working together as sisters? I mean, you guys known each other your whole life. And then, but like, so you're working together, you live together, you're doing everything together. And I'm sure at some point, you know, it can cause a strain in your relationship. It can make your relationship even stronger. So what did this break and just being on this journey together teach you about each other?
Well, this is probably the question we get most, by the way. What's it like working together as sisters? It might be top 3 questions. And I think our answer has changed so much over the years. I remember maybe even 10 years ago being asked this and it being almost splat, like, it's great. It's so much fun. It's great. I mean, we're sisters. Love it. And now I feel like we've walked through hell and back together. And I feel like now we're at this place where we have accepted the state that we're both in at all times. We have like a come as you are energy with each other that we're very accepting. We look at each other every time we say hi in the morning when we get into the studio, because we don't live together anymore. We live 3 minutes away from each other. And I feel
a little bit of separation.
Yes. Yeah. I feel this sense of I can show up as I am.
Mm.
And that's been very powerful and very healing in our music making process, because we aren't forcing ourselves to make anything or be anything when we're in the space just each other. It's very safe.
Yeah.
I think music has been the thing that has kept us together to work through our together, which is very karmic. It's familial stuff. We all have those dynamics. And if it wasn't for music, like if we'd gone off to college and gotten degrees and lived halfway across the world from each other, we wouldn't have had this opportunity to heal so much within our family. It makes me emotional even thinking about that. So I like thank the music for that, to like keep, it's like this thing that's tethered us together. And our dog. Like I think about Scar all the time. Like she's been in every single session, lounging in the vocal booth, and she's brought this like comedic relief to the sessions. Because you know when you're in this neurotic artist mode where you're like, we have to get it. The kick isn't right, and like the vocals aren't sitting right. We can't get this lyric, and sometimes we'll just hear our dog snoring or grunting, and we're just like, none of this is that serious.
Yeah.
And so she's brought a lot of lightness.
She's our baby.
Yeah,
we got her together. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And I do feel like, because I know there are so many siblings who are trying to work together, even if they're in like the restaurant business together or have some sort of business or creative work together, it is very challenging. And I think that's what I've learned from this relationship. Like the challenge is worth it. And there have been so many times where I'm like, I don't think I'm cut out for this, or I don't think that, you know, I can handle the level of like how hard this is at times, but I'm seeing that like it's so worth it for us to deal with those yucky, sticky moments that happen in the studio a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's worth it to because we both know we have love and respect for each other.
It seems like you guys are like the healthiest versions of yourself right now.
It's taken a lot of work.
Yeah. So,
it's been a lot of work.
So why specifically now? Ooh. Why specifically this month? Like, why did you feel like this was the right moment? Because it could have been at the end of the year. It could have been earlier. It could have been last year when you first got into the studio. Why now?
That's such a good question.
You know, when you arrive at a moment and you're like, oh, it's here. That it feels like we were subconsciously ready before we even knew it. And now that we've arrived, there was obviously, it's like rebirthing yourself into the world after being in the cocoon for so long. I feel like there was something in me that just said, it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think also, so 6/8/10 was the day that we both, with our former member, with our former managers, we all decided like, we're going to quit school. We're going to, or you weren't going to go to college.
I was going to not go to college.
Quit our jobs. So it felt like, you know, every year, there have been some years where we don't say anything at all, and that's fine because we're, you know, we don't want to put pressure on or force ourselves to say anything. But this year felt like a really good year to commemorate that. and just reflecting on how our relationship to each other, relationship to Krewella, relationship to music has changed. So it felt like a wonderful day to like give an offering.
15 years later.
Yeah,
Oh my
15 years
gosh.
later.
Oh my gosh, you guys have been a part of so many people's childhood. Like the 2012 rave scene was unlike anything. I know Alive is still played in all the clubs and festivals to this day. How does it feel to know that you were a part of so many people's like EDM awakening?
Yeah, it makes me feel, I was going to say old, but like there's, I love the word elder, and I know I'm 35.
I'm 33.
Yeah, but there's this feeling of, and I think especially as women in the industry, this sense of pride of like aging. It's like we've gained so much wisdom and experience and more love, more play for what we're doing. And I think that like fans are also experiencing that in a way, like they're witnessing their own evolution as well. So I think it's a beautiful thing to reflect on who you were in 2012 and to like hold the parts of you that you want to keep with you and like say goodbye to the parts that no longer serve you. So yeah, it is surreal.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, because I assume that you guys are coming out with even more music. So I was going to say, are we getting a nostalgic vibe? Are you bringing us back to like what we were introduced to, your original sound? Or, are you evolving with the times now?
We can't get away from ourselves. Like you can try to get away from yourself, but we can't get away from ourselves. So our original sound is still in us, It's in us in so much of what we do. I think even if you listen to the new single that dropped on Monday, we're still in there.
Yep.
We're in there in everything we do. I think people will be really excited about some of the next music we have because it's like one foot in the past and one foot in whatever's coming.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we try to straddle when we make music at all times.
Yeah, I was reading some of the comments on when the video came out, or like the lyric video on YouTube, and people are like, oh my God, I feel like I'm back in like that
So
2012 era. Like,
I
oh
love
my God,
it.
this is what I've been missing. This is the feeling that this song evokes, just like brings people back. So your song is Crying on the Dance Floor. Was there pressure to deliver with this song? Like, did you guys feel any type of pressure, like to, oh my gosh, this is our breakthrough song, comeback song? What did that feel like going into the studio?
When we made this song, we didn't know it was going to be what it was at all. We had no extreme vision for it. It just happened. And I will say it was one of those magical studio sessions where from the top of the studio session to the end, we had finished almost the entire song, like songwriting, production, everything. It took a few months after that to fine tune the details and go through the mixing process. But it was, everything felt so aligned. Everything felt like the muse was like tapping us and being like, I'm here. I'm speaking through you. And I think that's why this was the first song, is because it was such a clear moment in the studio for us where things felt together and felt very right for us. So we didn't know what we were doing, but I'm really happy it happened. It's one of my favorite songs we've ever made.
Yeah. What about you?
Agreed.
Yeah. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
So will there be an album soon? What's to come? What's after this? We don't know. Can't say.
We're doing things differently this time, where we're just like creating as we release.
Okay.
It'll probably be a lot more.
We haven't talked about this publicly yet, clearly. We're having a hard time keeping things to ourselves. We always have, because we want to have people be excited with us. But there's so much we could tell you that you'll just have to wait and see.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
We're kind of like, mystery has been a big word for us
Yeah.
the past couple years, and it's like embracing and falling in love with and trusting the mystery of life, and also with our own process. So we are, I think in the past, I would have felt so much anxiety if I was like, I don't know what this is. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the songs are and the order and how they're going to shape up. And there's like a deep sense of trust we're both feeling, and like it'll happen as it's meant to, and the songs they'll come together as they're meant to, and it'll be what it's meant to, and land in people's hearts when it's meant to. It's a strange place to be, because I've been a control freak in the past where I have to know how things are planned. I think COVID changed that for everyone, with tours canceled, with so many things. You're starting to see like rearrangement of the way we think about life So a lot of things are kind of planned last minute now too.
Okay.
Which is kind of freeing.
It is freeing. But I mean, let's just say that yesterday, the way we celebrated our release was just being in the studio working on new music. So
no party or nothing.
Well, no, that is the party for us. We're so
okay.
excited. We're working on some of my favorite music we've ever made. So
Okay.
there's a lot coming is all I'm going to say. Dot, dot, dot.
To be continued. The last album, The Body Never Dies. So
The Body Never
Lies. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm
It
sorry.
rhymes though.
I can't
Stop.
remember our own.
I love it.
Sorry, my bad. How are you elevating from that album into the next?
Oh, I think we have a deeper sense of confidence in our songwriting, production, everything from top to bottom. That album was us creating during quite a strange time in the world, pandemic, couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
It was strange. And now I think we're a little bit more connected with where we want to go, where we want to take our legacy in dance music and what that's going to look like for us.
Okay.
But I love that album, Still My Baby. They're all our babies.
Oh, I love that so much. Comeback tour. I know you guys are going with the flow right now, but the fans wanted me to ask you, comeback tour, will it happen?
Okay, so we have one-off festivals here and there.
Okay.
We have Japan at the end of this month, which we love.
One of our
Tokyo.
favorite places to play.
So we're playing World DJ Festival and an after party. We have some Europe dates at the end of August. And I think once more music is out, we'll have a better idea of the structure for tour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
We're very much in go with the flow.
Okay.
Right now.
Again, to be continued.
Yes.
So you guys have been in the game for such a long time. You guys are a legend in the EDM world. Who is a newcomer that you guys have had your eye on that you feel like has that thing that kind of reminds you of your younger self?
Ooh.
Oh my God, I love this. We talk about him a lot because he's just an incredible producer, but Night Punk, he's been around for a long time, but he's just one of those producers who tries everything and it feels really authentic and genuine.
Yeah.
He's a master of his craft, and I don't know, I think he's definitely, I wouldn't even call him up and coming because he's done such big things, but not many people know him in the mainstream yet.
Okay.
We were just turned on to Zorza. Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how she I don't know how she reminds me of our younger selves, but there is something like you could feel her hunger and her excitement about her place right now. And I think when I think about us starting out, there was this like eagerness and this excitement. We still have it. It's in a different way now. And yeah, I'm just really excited about what she's doing. I love seeing what other women are doing.
Yeah.
In dance music, and I just love the high energy music that she's making. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard of Zella, and I have to put you guys on because they came here.
Oh.
And they always talk about you guys as like their inspiration.
Oh my
They
God, that's so cute.
They remind me a lot about you guys because they're sisters. They sing live during their DJ sets. They are they are amazing.
We will check them out.
Yes,
Yeah.
check out Zella. But who else would you guys like to collab with?
Ooh.
Oh my God, our collab list is long. Actually, we have a note on my computer that's constantly growing.
Okay, we'll kind of like go back and forth. We'll ping pong back and forth. Nazar is on our list. He's
Oh my
a
God.
Pakistani producer, DJ.
We love him. We're big fans. We were just talking about Shy Girl. I mean, like, so dope. Would be a dream collab.
We love hard wave, so I'll name a couple. Sublab, Juice, who's done a remix for us before.
Skeller.
Yeah, we're really into hard wave. We
Okay.
love that.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing to collab with some drum and bass artists.
Yeah.
Sub Focus would be a dream.
We've had a remix by Reaper before, but I would love to collab with him too because he's just some of the best drum and bass is from Reaper. Yeah. We have
A long list.
The list goes on. We could probably chat about this for way too long. But
What advice would you give to the newer generation who are looking at you like, oh my, like for example, Zella, and especially maybe even female DJs, which is so hard to be in this space as a female. What advice would you give to them as they're trying to break through?
Oof. This is a loaded one. You're powerful. And I would say, don't be afraid to admit you're dope. And I think a lot of us women are like sometimes afraid to show up in our confidence and strength, or even to like walk in a room and be like, I love that beat I made, or that song I wrote has gorgeous vocals. And I think I love seeing that in women. I love seeing women who really own what they're doing and take pride in their craft and are confident in their music. And I think they have so much to offer. So I'd say like our sensitivity how we're attuned to our bodies, the cycles in our bodies. Like, how epic is it that the lining of our uterus grows every month and we shed a waterfall of blood? Like, that, it's so powerful. When that happens, you feel connected to like the core of the earth. You feel connected to humanity. And I think we have so much to offer this scene. I hate to call it a scene because that makes it feel so exclusive. We bring so much magic and beauty and magnificence. So I would say knowing that, and we want more of that. We want to see more women on the lineups. We want to see, more women on the charts as well. And I would say, like, just knowing that you have so much to offer and so much value, and that will change the culture of this industry. And maybe that's a good thing too.
I think people often don't realize how much representation does matter. I mean, even as Jahan's talking, I'm thinking about how often you see a lineup and there's either no women or the women are like on the bottom in tiny font. And I think that seeing the representation of more and more women taking up space and being confident, like Jahan said, because it gives us all permission to be confident. I know there's so many times where I'm like, stay humble, be humble. You don't want to take up space. But seeing a woman in her power is just give us all permission, please.
I agree.
And I want to be a part of that too. We are trying to be better about that and owning what we do. That's a big part of what we're doing moving forward. We just want to own what we've done and what we're going to continue to do, and how to take up space in a way that feels healthy and like it makes room for everybody at the table. And also get yourself a really, really good supportive team, because you cannot do this alone. I think if you're a solo act as a woman, you need the proper support and the right people looking out for you, and you'll be unstoppable.
Krewella, thank you guys so
Thanks,
much for being
Kayla.
here. It is amazing that you guys are back. Your fans are excited.
We
We can't wait for new music. Before I let you go, this is the new hit list, and we love spotlighting new artists and songs that people don't know about. I know we talked about a lot of different artists today, but is there someone who is really underground, maybe needs some more love, deserves to be in the spotlight, that you guys have recognized that's on your playlist?
Ooh. Okay, I wouldn't say that Alisetti is underground per se.
In the States, maybe.
In the States, yeah, in the States. So he's not necessarily, he actually has a lot of electronica elements in his music. He's a Pakistani artist, American Pakistani artist, and his vocal training is absolutely incredible. I live with my father lives with me, and he's always playing him in the background. So that's kind of the soundtrack that I'm waking up to every single day, like when we're cooking and eating dinner.
So cute.
Yeah.
I talked about Shy Girl already, but there's a new collab between Earth Eater and Shy Girl called Dolphin, and the production on it is crazy. And I've been very heavily inspired by it in the studio. So that track is crazy. You should listen to it.
All right, check it out. Thank you guys so much, and appreciate you for being here.
Thank you.
It's the new hit list.